In this video, I'll share with you how you can create the relationship you want with your teenager, with your young adult, with your young person. Okay? If you follow these principles, you will absolutely have the relationship that you want to have with your young person. Okay? All right, great. Well, let's get started. So, the first thing to look at is how you are as a person. What kind of person are you? What are your ideals? What are your values? Um, are you a person who gives freely of their time and doesn't hold resentment when something demands more of you than you had planned? Are you the kind of person that happily serves, right? Or do you serve out of resentment or contraction? And do you get stressed out easily? I mean, generally, are you a pleasant person to be around? And you might even ask your kids that. What kind of feedback do you have for me around how I can be a more enjoyable person to be around? There's a great book called Think and Grow Rich, in which Napoleon Hill talks about creating a pleasing personality. Now, this book is actually about how you can have any riches or really the life that you want. It was written back in the early 1900s, but he talks about how to have a pleasing personality. And not like pleasing like you do what other people want you to do, but pleasing in that like people are attracted to you. So, how do you become an attractive person? This is the first thing around having the relationship that you want to have with your kids is you should become an attractive person, someone that they want to be around, someone that has compelling thoughts and ideas and is connected to themselves and has a big heart. And you shouldn't abandon who you are as a person and the kind of person that you are, but uplift yourself. Find joy out of your everyday life, find peace. And if you're not able to feel those things, take steps in a direction that have you be responsible for how you don't feel those ways and that you're growing and that you're on a path of progress, right? So the first thing about creating the relationship that you want to have with your kid is really looking at yourself. And are you a person that someone that age would want to be close to? Are you a good person? When your kids reflect upon you, are they just like, God, my mom, my dad, they're just a good person. They're just God. I kind of want to be. I kind of don't want to be around them because I'd rather be around my friends, but I kind of want to be around them, or I should want to spend more time with them. How can you develop yourself such that you leave them with that kind of idea inside of them, right? Okay, so that's number one. Become a pleasing person, a good person, a person that's attractive. Number two, how are you parenting? Ask yourself the question. If you want to create a relationship that's great with your kids, how do you parent? Do you fuel your parenting decisions by fear and by worry and by anxiety, by anger out of reaction? Or do you manage yourself, get some consultant's input, like from the co-parent or from your spouse or from a friend or maybe even from the kids, and then parent with clarity and focus that's attuned to their situation, that the boundaries that you're sharing are intelligent, that they make sense, right? And that you are always leaning towards them having more responsibility and more independence. Now, you may not be giving that to them at this point, but your care is driven by having them experience more of their life on their terms. Now, you're not going to give them what they want all the time and let them stay out all night or, do whatever they want with whatever funds and resources that they want, right? You're parenting and you have structure and boundaries, but what fuels your decisions, right? It goes back to the kind of person that you are and how you're feeling. Are you worried? Are you anxious? Are you angry? Are you a mess? If you are, it's okay. Believe me, I've been a mess and I still am a mess sometimes, to be honest. And I'm a monk. So give yourself a little grace there. But look at where your decisions come from, what they're fueled by, right? So the first thing around creating the relationship that you want with your kids is what's the kind of person that you are? And secondly, how do you parent? And thirdly, and this is the secret, okay, how do you handle not having the relationship that you want with your kids? How do you handle that, right? Are you resilient and you're like, wow, this is really not how I want it to be right now? And what can I do right now to create it over time? Or do you throw your hands up or get easily exasperated or just get frustrated too easily? Are you reactive? Are you resentful towards them because you don't have the relationship that you want with them and you're holding them responsible for that? You know, it's a sorry, but that's a childish way of being, and that's not an inspiring way for them to. That's not an inspiring way for you to be, such that they will feel attracted to you. Yeah. So stay focused on your goal. If you want to have a great relationship with them, fantastic. Make steps to achieve that and don't hold them responsible. Because one of the things that your kids are absolutely watching every day is how do you handle being rejected by them? Meaning they are prioritizing hanging out with their friends, hopefully and most likely, or maybe other things, and they're noticing because they're connected to you how you handle feeling rejected, right? So if you don't have the relationship that you want with them, how are you navigating that, right? Are you a mature person who's expressing emotional resilience, who is focused on this goal and making practical steps and getting help? Are you humble enough to ask for help and to get help from others? They're noticing that, right? So those are the 3 big steps. If you practice these, I know you can create the relationship that you want. Now, of course, you can't control and you don't have dominion over how they are and what decisions they make. But there is so much that you can do. I've seen and worked with so many parents who have created the exact relationship they've wanted with their kids. And it sometimes took some time, like weeks or months. But anyone that I know has been focused on it has created it. And that is a law of life for me, is that anything that we want to have or be can be ours if we're focused on it. Yeah. All right. So let's summarize how you are, the kind of person that you are, how you parent and what it's fueled by, and how you handle not getting what you want. All my best. I'm with you. And I'm in beautiful Japan from a hotel room with you here. So I hope you've enjoyed. Leave a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the content. And I'll see you next time. All my best.